Walmart employees have a unique perspective on how people shop. Day after day, they watch customers hunt for deals, fill their carts, and make decisions. Some smart, others not so much. Over the years, these employees have seen just about everything: the budget wins that truly pay off, and the purchases that quietly waste your money without you even realizing it. While certain items seem like total steals, insiders say they're actually some of the worst ways to spend your cash. And now they're finally speaking out. In this video, we're uncovering 12 home products from Walmart that employees say you should never buy, no matter how good the deal looks. Some of these might genuinely surprise you. In fact, number one is something so common, there's a high chance it's sitting in your home right now, silently draining your wallet while you believe you scored a great deal. So stay with me until the very end, because even steering clear of just one of these money traps could save you hundreds of dollars and spare you a lot of frustration in 2025. And hey, before we dive in, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Flash Economist, your smart shopping guide for saving money, dodging retail traps, and making every dollar count. Alright, let's jump in with number 12. Cheap shower heads. Walmart workers say that these are among the most returned items in the entire home department. And it's not hard to understand why. At first glance, they look great, sleek, modern, and often priced under $20. But the moment they're installed, the problems start bubbling up. These low-cost shower heads are usually made from thin plastic that can't handle heat. The seals are flimsy, the connectors are poorly designed, and the water pressure? Barely enough to rinse out shampoo, let alone deliver a satisfying shower. One employee said it best: installed today, leaking all over by tomorrow. That's exactly what happens. The plastic starts to crack, internal seals wear out fast, and instead of enjoying a relaxing rinse, you're dealing with uneven spray patterns, strange squealing noises, and puddles forming around your tub. What seemed like a quick upgrade turns into a daily annoyance. That's why employees suggest skipping the bargain bin versions altogether. Instead, go for a high-pressure or metal model from a trusted brand like Moen or Delta. Yes, they'll cost a bit more upfront, but they're built to last, deliver consistent pressure, and actually make your showers feel like an upgrade instead of a downgrade. And trust me, this is just the beginning. The next item is even sneakier. And let's be honest, a good shower doesn't just rinse off the soap, it rinses off stress. It sets the tone for your entire day. So why risk starting it with a leak and a trickle just to save a few bucks? Trust me, a $15 mistake like this isn't worth the soggy regret. Now, on to number 11, and this one might surprise you. Walmart brand bath towels. When you first run your hand across these in the store, they feel like a steal. Plush, soft, and budget-friendly. They seem perfect for a quick bathroom upgrade. But according to longtime employees, that softness is just smoke and mirrors. The truth comes out after a few trips through the wash. What once felt thick and luxurious quickly turns thin, scratchy, and barely absorbent. That cozy towel, it starts feeling more like cardboard. One Walmart worker even joked, they go from spa day to sandpaper in a week. And they're not exaggerating. These towels tend to shed like crazy in the dryer, lose their texture almost instantly, and can even leave behind lint all over your skin. Some users even report them becoming stiff and wrinkled, no matter how carefully they wash or dry them. This is the kind of buy that feels great at checkout, but starts showing its true colors the moment it hits water. That's why Walmart insiders suggest skipping the store brand towels and investing just a little more into mid-range cotton or Turkish cotton options. And yes, Walmart does carry better quality towels. You just need to know what to look for. Pay attention to thread count, material type, and weight. Spending a few extra dollars means your towels will stay soft, stay absorbent, and actually last longer than a handful of washes. In the long run, it's not just a better towel, it's a better daily routine. Now let's talk about number 10. This one is hiding in plain sight in just about every home aisle. Plastic storage bins. You know the ones, those clear or tinted bins that seem like the perfect solution to declutter your closet, garage, or office. But according to Walmart employees, these are some of the most frustrating and commonly returned items in the store. Why? Because they simply don't hold up. The plastic is thin and brittle. The lids, often warped or misaligned. And the handles, they can snap the moment you try to lift a full bin. One employee shared that shoppers constantly return them, complaining that the bins couldn't even handle a few books, clothes, or seasonal decorations. And here's where it gets worse. Try stacking them, and suddenly your neat little storage setup starts buckling under the pressure. The bottom bins bow out, lids pop off, and you're left with a mini disaster zone instead of organized bliss. What seemed like an easy storage fix quickly becomes an expensive cycle of break, replace, repeat. That's why employees recommend skipping the bargain bins and going straight for heavy-duty storage options from trusted brands like Sterilite or Rubbermaid. These are built to handle real weight, stack securely, and survive everything from winter storage to garage chaos. And wait until you see what's coming up next. The next item on the list is not just a waste of money, it could actually be hurting your home without you even knowing it. When it comes to protecting your belongings, it's just not worth trusting brittle plastic that cracks before you've even made it to the attic. Investing in durability upfront saves you from constantly rebuying broken bins and the frustration that comes with them. Now, let's move to number 9. This one's a heartbreaker for anyone trying to furnish their space on a budget. Mainstays furniture, bookshelves, desks, nightstands, you name it. Walmart employees don't sugarcoat it. Mainstays might be easy on your wallet, but it's brutal on your patience. While it's one of the most affordable furniture lines on the floor, insiders say it's also one of the quickest to fall apart. These pieces are usually made from low-density particle board with flimsy screws and bare-bones design. Sure, they might look okay in the box, sleek even, but once you assemble them, the issues start showing almost immediately. Wobbly legs, shifting shelves, and joints that seem to weaken with every touch. As one associate put it, it shakes more than your coffee hands on a Monday morning. And that joke? It comes from real experience. Employees hear it all the time. Bookcases that tilt after a few books, desks that creak and sag under a laptop, and nightstands that chip or crack just from being nudged across the floor. And don't even think about moving them to a new apartment. These pieces rarely survive a second setup. Once disassembled, they either fall apart completely or never go back together the same way. What seemed like a solid deal quickly turns into a never-ending cycle of fixing, replacing, or just giving up entirely. That's why Walmart insiders suggest steering clear of the mainstay shortcut and opting instead for solid wood, metal frame, or modular furniture from better rated brands. Even within Walmart's inventory, there are sturdier choices if you're willing to spend just a little more upfront. Because let's face it, with furniture, buying cheap usually means paying twice. Don't let a wobbly shelf be the lesson you learn the hard way. Now moving on to number 8, and this one's infamous for turning comfort into chaos. Air mattresses. According to Walmart employees, this is one of the most complained about items in the entire store. Over and over, they hear the same thing. It deflated before I even woke up. It's a familiar story. You buy an air mattress thinking it's a quick, budget-friendly solution for guests, travel, or emergencies. It looks thick, supportive, and easy to use until night falls. Then the slow leak begins. You toss, you turn, and by morning, you're practically sleeping on the floor. The problem? Cheap seams, weak valves, thin material that can't hold pressure overnight. Many customers return their mattresses just days later, frustrated and confused because the leak isn't always obvious. It often happens while you're asleep, quietly sinking you into discomfort. And don't count on those little patch kits. They're more of a band-aid than a fix, barely helpful for one night, and completely useless if the leak is from the seam or valve. By night 2, you're back on hardwood or carpet, wondering why you didn't just spend a bit more to get something reliable. That's why Walmart employees recommend avoiding the no-name bargain bin brands and going for trusted names like Sound Asleep or Coleman. These brands are known for reinforced seams, better materials, and valves that actually stay closed. They're designed to hold air and hold up when you need them most. And you'll want to stick around because coming up next is a product that seems like a health essential, but insiders say it could be one of the most overpriced letdowns on the entire shelf. A few extra dollars up front can make all the difference between waking up well rested or waking up flat on the cold floor. When it comes to sleep, especially for guests or backup situations, don't roll the dice on disappointment. Now, number 7 may look harmless in the store, but once it's hanging in your bathroom, it's a whole different story. Shower curtain liners. Walmart employees say these ultra-thin liners are a constant source of regret and returns. At first glance, they seem like a cheap and easy way to refresh your bathroom. But the moment you actually start using them, the problems come rushing in. The material is usually flimsy, poorly stitched, and so thin that even a gentle tug can tear it. Worse, it loves clinging to your legs while you're trying to shower, something no one wants first thing in the morning. But the real issue is more than just annoying. These liners trap moisture like a sponge. Within days, they become breeding grounds for mold and mildew. One shopper put it perfectly when they told an employee, "It looked clean until it wasn't." And by the time that musty smell creeps in or you spot the dark patches along the bottom, it's too late. You're either stuck scrubbing the stains out or tossing the liner and starting all over again. Even worse, if that liner brushes against your skin every day, you're literally coming into contact with that buildup, Moldavian mildew. Who wants that? That's why employees urge shoppers to skip the ultra-budget liners and invest just a little more into a mildew-resistant, thicker liner, ideally one with weighted edges and better ventilation. It might seem like a minor upgrade, but the difference in hygiene, durability, and the overall feel of your bathroom is massive. Don't let a $5 mistake turn your shower into a science experiment. Choose a liner that won't leave you stuck with stains, smells, or skin contact you'll regret. Coming in at number 6, it's something nearly everyone buys and almost everyone regrets. Walmart brand light bulbs. They seem like a win. Bright packaging, a low price tag, promises of long life and energy savings. It all sounds great, but once you screw them in, the truth starts to flicker. Walmart employees say these off-brand bulbs are among the most returned items in the lighting section. Sure, they light up just fine on day 1, but by week 2, the complaints start rolling in. Flickering, dim patches, total burnouts, sometimes without warning. One employee summed it up perfectly. They're supposed to last years, but people come back after a few weeks holding dead bulbs like it's déjà vu. And it's not just about replacing them. It's the ripple effect they cause. Unreliable bulbs waste your time, test your patience, and leave rooms feeling dull and uneven. Even worse, if you've got bulbs in high-up fixtures like vaulted ceilings or stairwells, you'll be dragging out a ladder far more than you should. That's why Walmart staff consistently recommend going with trusted names like GE, Philips, or Sylvania. These brands may cost a few bucks more, but they deliver on their promises. Longer life, better consistency, less stress, and no weird flickering halfway through dinner. Because in 2025, you shouldn't have to gamble with your lighting and certainly not with your sanity. And next up, a home essential you probably use every single day. But if it's from Walmart, employees say it could be quietly ruining your kitchen and your food. Zrania. That's the promise on the box. Long life, consistent color, energy efficiency. But when one Walmart store brand bulb flickers out after just a few weeks, while a name brand bulb keeps glowing strong for years, you realize it wasn't a deal after all. It was a lesson. Don't let your home be lit by regret. Spend a little more now and save a lot later. Now, number 5 is sneaky. It's something that seems super helpful, especially if you're setting up a kitchen on a budget. But it's also one of the most returned product types in the entire store. We're talking about small kitchen appliances. Walk through Walmart's appliance aisle and it's tempting. Compact toasters, $20 blenders, sandwich makers, egg cookers, all lined up with friendly price tags. It looks like a bargain lover's paradise. But Walmart employees say, buyer beware. These budget appliances are not built to last. One employee didn't sugarcoat it. It stopped working after 2 uses. And apparently that's not the exception. It's the norm, especially with items from the Mainstays brand. Motors burn out, blades jam, buttons stick, even soft fruit becomes a challenge. And let's be real, no one wants to fight their blender at 7 a.m. What starts as a time saver turns into a daily struggle and a total waste of money. Customers bring these gadgets back all the time, frustrated that the appliance couldn't even handle basic tasks like making toast or blending a banana. What felt like a win in the aisle turns into a headache on the countertop. That's why employees recommend skipping the cheap stuff and investing in better brands like Ninja, Hamilton Beach, or Cuisinart. These brands are built for real use, with stronger motors, better durability, and actual staying power. Think of it this way: buying once and buying right beats buying cheap and buying often.